everyone. So I had a request to do a video on what did I eat in the beginning when I first went raw. What did I eat? Did I have any cravings? Pretty much what was my transition like into a raw vegan lifestyle? And so, you know, I definitely had a transition, but I honestly feel like that it was smoother than a lot of people's, you know, could be, because let's face it, a lot of people have food addictions, right? And whether it's emotional or a physical addiction, you know, to like the chemicals and processed food, etc. Before I went raw, I was on the journey to getting healthier, but I didn't know what that was. All I knew is that I ate more fruits and vegetables, but I still continued to eat meat, dairy, and grains, okay, and processed food. But I was somehow, I don't even want to say cleaner because I wasn't, but I was somehow more advanced to transition. What I'm trying to say is that I didn't go from a standard American diet, I'm talking like fish sticks and Dr. Pepper, to a raw vegan diet. I was a little bit healthier, okay? So, but I still had some transition cravings. So I remember whenever I was transitioning to raw, I would be raw all day, and I was going to college at this time, so I was, you know, walking a lot on campus. I was mentally drained because college is mentally draining. And so I felt like that I needed something, okay? So if I had lived in Hawaii and I was living in this perfectly, you know, peaceful life and I had all the fresh fruit I wanted, then it would be different. I also transitioned in the winter, so that's a part of this too. But, so I remember I would go to the health food store and I would get like whole wheat tortillas, and then I would buy hummus because I didn't know that I could make my own like raw vegan dips yet. I was still in the beginning. So I would buy hummus, and then in my head I was making that healthier by loading it with a ton of spinach inside of it, and then I would eat like 6 of those at a time because I was just like almost like binging on it. And but then I would wake up in the morning and I would make my green juice and I would eat a bunch of fruit, and you know, and so I had like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 where I was doing that with the tortillas. And then this happens with every single transitional food that I had. One day I wake up and I don't want it anymore. It's like you move up a ladder on the health ladder. And so one day I dropped the tortillas, and about a couple days later, maybe a week, I don't really remember, but I remember my stomach getting leaner. I lost weight whenever I dropped the grains, whenever I dropped the tortillas. And so I remember thinking, okay, never am I going to eat another tortilla again, and I have not. So another transitional food is that, or a craving, or whatever you want to call it. Have you ever heard of those Snap Pea crisps that you buy at the health food store, and they're in a bag? Those are very addicting, and whenever I was first transitioning, again, I was stressed out in college, I would go to the store and eat like 2 bags of those in a sitting. And it was the same thing. I ate them out of stress, and I ate them because I was not eating enough, you know, greens, blah, blah, blah. I could talk for hours. But, so one day I woke up and I just did not want those anymore. Never eaten them since. Never will. Another bump in the road. Let's see. Oh! So I started listening to like the Freely and the Raw Till 4 bit. And so I thought, well, I can steam some potatoes and I'll just be Raw Till 4 for a little bit. And this was probably about a year into my transition. I still call a year a transition because a year is just a blip of a time, and it takes a long time to be a raw vegan because of a whole lifetime of, you know, food addictions. So I started steaming potatoes and baking potatoes, and I just found that really weighed me down. I just felt like it's almost like I could instinctively feel it clogging up my kidneys, clogging up the linings of my GI tract, and I just didn't want it. So I did that for probably about 6 months, off and on. I would steam potatoes, bake potatoes. And then it was the same thing. I just didn't want it anymore. I wanted to be 100% raw. I wanted to feel the vitality and the true energy from 100% raw. And I know that that might sound dogmatic or like I'm just, you know, too strict, but that's just the journey that I'm on, right? That's the path of the life that I want. I want to be 100% raw because I want to feel everything. I want to feel everything. I don't want to be numbed down by food. And if I'm going to be numbed down by food, it's going to be raw foods, right? So yeah, you know, did I have cravings for meat or dairy? Absolutely not. I never had cravings for meat or dairy, which surprises me, but I didn't. Did I have cravings for grains, like bread, pasta? I had cravings for bread. And I think that that was my candida dying off. I'm serious. I just thought of another transitional food in the very beginning. I would go to Jason's Deli, and they have, because they have organic like lettuce and organic vegetables at the salad bar. So I would go to the salad bar and I would fill it up with greens and stuff. But then they had like a plain pasta with no sauce or anything on it. And I would eat the pasta with the greens. And I did that for a month or two also in the beginning. And you know what? I'm thankful for all of these transitional foods because it was like a bridge. I had to walk over that bridge to get to the other side, and if you're transitioning to raw, you're gonna have to do the same thing, I'm pretty sure. If you can go raw vegan overnight and not transition and not have any issues, then that's profound. Because, you know, even just transitioning to a vegan diet, you're just gonna have these transitions, but the thing is that they don't last long. It's just, you eat that for a while, and then you wake up one day and you're like, I don't want to eat that anymore. I want to move up on the health ladder. I want to start eating healthier. I want to eat more salads. I don't need those baked potatoes anymore. I don't need that. I don't need those tortillas, you know what I mean? So I never cheated or transitioned with non-vegan foods, thankfully, because like I said, I just didn't crave that, and I knew instinctively that I was never going to eat animal products again. So yeah, those are my transitional foods, but what did I eat in terms of raw foods? Well, I would wake up in the morning, and when I first went raw, I juiced a green juice every day, and I really think that that put me on a catalyst to a successful raw vegan journey, because those green juices mineralized me. And it was also exciting because when you're eating the standard American diet, you just feel so blah. But then whenever you get a juicer and you start juicing your greens, it's just exciting. You're like, ooh, I'm juicing. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it helped me. So I would drink a green juice every day, and I would put those in bottles with lids, and I would take those to class with me. Or if I had to eat lunch at school, I would take a green juice or a carrot juice or whatever, and you know, my fruits and vegetables in my lunchbox. And people did look at me like I was a rabbit, and I'm sure people judged, but it doesn't matter. You have to be on this journey for yourself, and you have to just not care what anyone thinks. If it's one thing that I can tell you in this video, when you're transitioning to raw, do not give a flip about what other people think, because they're not going to understand this unless they have studied and done their research and had that light bulb turn on in their head that this is something they want to do. They're going to judge you. They're going to make little comments. They're going to stare. They're going to give you the side eye, and you just have to learn to just brush them off. You know, you just cannot care what other people think. So back to what I was talking about. I drank a green juice every day. And most importantly, I would go to the organic food store and I would get tons of organic fruit. I remember whenever I found this batch of Red Delicious apples at the natural grocery store place where I was going, and they were so good. They were like candy to me. I literally would eat 10 to 14 of those apples a day, and they cleaned me out. They detoxified me, and they were feeding my craving for this beautiful fruit that I had ignored for so long, my whole life, you know, not eating fruit, or very, very rarely, and it sure as heck wasn't organic. So I would just eat massive quantities of fruit, tons of kiwi. I'm trying to remember, just, you know, 6 mangoes, tons of bananas. At that point, I didn't know about banana ice cream. I did get a Vitamix fairly early in the beginning, and I would make smoothies, but I would just do the basic stuff like bananas and strawberries or bananas and blueberries. I didn't know to put greens in my smoothies. I didn't know about Vitamineral Green yet, or you know, wheatgrass powder, or coconut water, raw coconut water. In the beginning, I didn't know about all of that. So I really focused on green juice and fruit. And did I eat a salad every day? Absolutely not. In the beginning, I was still trying to figure out salad dressings. I did buy a couple store-bought salad dressings in the beginning to maybe have me eat a little bit of a salad. But it was much later in my raw vegan journey that I started figuring out how to make some bomb.com raw vegan salad dressings and to eat a salad every day. And when I did that, oh my gosh, I just supercharged myself because the salads are where it's at. I mean, they're balancing, they're mineralizing, and they're amazing. So unless you're like detoxing a severe disease, I would recommend to eat a salad every day because they're just going to balance you. And even if you are detoxing from something serious, still eat salads, honestly, in the beginning, because it's going to keep you from doing what I did, like tripping out on tortillas and like the pasta. Eat a salad, but you got to figure out a dressing that you like. And I have videos on my channel of salad dressings that I love, but you know, YouTube that, raw vegan salad dressings, or Google it. There's tons. And you just got to figure out 1 or 2 or 3 that you like in the beginning, and then just rotate those because it'll force you to eat a salad, and then you'll start loving salads, okay? So what else? And also in the beginning, I ate super low fat. You know, I was almost scared of fat because there's this dogma in the raw vegan society that you just got to be super, super low fat. And I think that that does help you detox in the beginning, being low fat and not sludging your system down with a bunch of fat. But I think had I incorporated more fat in the beginning, like I said, I wouldn't have tripped out on like the potatoes or whatever, or the snap pea crust, good Lord. So yeah, I think that that's it. So if I could give you any advice, it's just eat a ton of fruit. Don't be scared of salads. Figure out a salad dressing that you like and get a juicer, because if you don't have a juicer, it's just not going to be as fun, and you're not going to get those concentrated nutrients that, you know, raw juices can offer you. So yeah, I hope this helped whoever asked me, and if I missed anything, just write me a comment below and I will try to answer. And if you guys have any requests for videos, let me know. And please subscribe, click like, and comment. And I will see you later. Bye.